Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dumb Dad Podcast. My name is Evan, and I am a dumb dad.
Hey, everybody. My name is Kevin, and I'm a dumb dad.
So I don't know if you heard, but apparently former NBA player Lamar Odom may be returning to professional basketball in Spain soon.
Sweet.
Yeah, he's been taking a new product he owes a credit to, Balance 7. Balance 7 is a pH balancing alkaline supplement drink. Here's the thing about getting older, Kevin.
I don't know anything
Why-
about it. You're 40.
I know, I'm
36.
40 and you're 36, but here's the thing. I need somebody to tailor make a drink for dads like this, too. Maybe it's Balance 7. I think that's what it is.
I always worry about getting older as an athlete because you retire at the same age that you're, like your age. Like people retire like your age.
There's not many professional sports I could play at 40.
Yeah, 'cause
Bowling, though,
you're
could
like-
dominate that syndicate.
You're just getting out of your rookie phase of parenting, and
Right.
now you're going to be the same age as a retired basketball player.
But not Lamar.
No, Lamar's doing good, and you can see how Balance 7 has helped. He looked good at that celebrity boxing match with Aaron Carter. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. He looked great. He looked better than I'll look at 60.
That is true. So head to balance7.com and use the code BELIEVE for free shipping. Balance7.com and use the code BLEAV for free shipping. I did. It worked for him, and it can work for you too.
You know it.
And back to the show.
Hey, dummy.
Hey, Demi, cheers.
Hold on. Cheers me. Clink.
Guys, today on the podcast, we are later going to sit down and interview the guys from the One Star Recruits podcast, DK, Rip, and Nas. And we had a great chat with them. They are a sports podcast, but Rip reached out to us because he is a father himself. And we were
Yeah.
on their podcast. They were on ours. So definitely check them out. And we will check out that interview later. But first, what are we drinking?
We are drinking what is called ranch water. And it's,
Oh, it doesn't say that on my bottle.
It doesn't say that on the bottle, but that's because we made it. So it's not going to say it. I could have written it on there for you, which probably would have helped. But it's Topo Chico water, like sparkling water. Now, normally what you do is you take Topo Chico water, you
Yeah.
drink 2 ounces out of it, you squeeze in some lime,
Okay.
and then you pour in 2 ounces of your favorite tequila.
This is quite a deviation from our normal
A
beer
tequila.
routine.
Yeah, exactly. A big deviation. But what I found is Topo Chico makes lime flavored, twist of lime flavored. I wonder if
see
they
that.
probably did this on purpose. They're smart. And so really we just drank 2 ounces out of it and poured some tequila in and see what it tastes like. But it's refreshing.
It's refreshing. I mean, we're at the tail end of summer.
We are, which didn't feel like it this week. It felt like we were in the burning center of it all.
That was very hot. How's school going?
School's going pretty well, buddy. I really thought it was going to be like some, not, I don't know what's the right word, not backlash.
We're in
some
week 3.
regression. Yeah, some regression to like,
Mhm.
oh, this is my life now.
Yeah.
Ugh, but every day.
I
And
think
Emmett's like,
this is my life.
can we go? Can we go?
Yeah.
Can we leave now? Yeah, he's
Okay.
excited. He was telling me yesterday in the car, the first week, every day was like the best day of my life. And
Okay.
now it's like, this is really fun. And I was like, oh, that's okay. Is it just because of the excitement? He's like, yeah, but I've made all these friends. He wasn't saying like, it's worse now or I don't
Right.
like it now. He was just saying, it's different because I'm getting used to it. But man, I really like my friends and I really like my teacher and stuff. So
But
pretty
your,
good.
your wife is saying on the Dumb Dad Club Facebook group, shout out to us. But she was saying that he
That didn't taste
he hates
very
the
The taste of that didn't. I need to rinse my mouth. That was some ranch
some
water.
ranch water. But she's saying that he's been up and enjoying waking up early. That's been hitting hard.
Yeah, doesn't really love waking up early because then it's like, well, I want to watch a show, and he's sitting in there in his underpants.
So
trying to, like-
you have to wake him.
Yeah, pretty much. Last night he really wanted to play a game with me. It's all about motivation. Last night he really wanted to play a game. We didn't get to the game. He went to bed. He's crying. He was so upset. It was like a board game that I ordered. We didn't get to play, which is it's a confusing game. It just looks cool, and so he
Yeah.
really wants to play. But so I told him, well, I'll read the rest of the directions tonight, and if you wake up before me, you can come get me. I mean, it's 6:15 in the morning. He's like tapping on me. Dad, can we go in the living room? Can we go in the living room now? I'm like, yeah, we can. Yeah, yes. What? Hello? What's going on?
Yeah.
So we go out there and like he's like, can we play the game right now? And I was like, well, let's focus on eating and getting dressed, and then if we can, which we didn't have time for. It was like a big rule. It's like a whole new board game.
Yeah.
The first time you play through it,
It's so slow.
it's so slow, and it's like it even says like this is for kids 9 years and older, and it's like
Oh.
a whole. It's like a whole thing. It's a dice rolling game
We
that
need
I
an
ordered.
update on that when you guys unbox
We
it. and
we
go
did
for it.
play today. We did play today. I told him this morning we'll play after school, so I read up on it. I will plug it really quick because I think it's a cool game. I'm not okay. So I love board games, but I know you and another friend of ours that you guys are into these games that are like expandable games, multiple dice games. I never played too much stuff like
Yeah,
that.
sure. You had friends.
I found the right one. I found the right one that fits right in the middle. It's a golf game that this guy, our friend, sent us. He sent it to me and was like, "Hey, you might think this is cool." This guy created the game and did a Kickstarter for it. So it's sort of like a golf game that it comes with all the pieces and you constantly are making the new hole. When it's your turn, like you design the hole, and then like a I don't know, like a 15-sided die or something like that is the driver, and then like the 6-iron is like a 6-sided die, and
okay.
then a
Yeah, I
wedge
get
is like
it.
the 4, and then the 4-sided die, like the triangle or whatever, is like the putter. So it all kind of matters that way, but it's all kind of confusing. Not confusing in a bad way, but just you got to read all the rules and understand the directions of how to play this specific game.
How in God's name did he do?
He beat me because
Did
he
he?
beats me in everything.
You're horrible at games.
I'm the worst at games. I'm worse than a 5-year-old. But it's called Roll in One.
Okay.
The artwork is
Not
amazing.
sponsored.
Not
Everyone
sponsored,
not
but not
sponsored.
sponsored. But it's really fun. But yeah, he was all up in arms that we didn't get to play it last night. I'm like,
Okay.
this is gonna take so long. I have to like read as we're playing. You know, it's not learn Uno in 10
Yeah.
minutes and have you roast me at that for half an hour.
Yeah.
But other than that, little one is still potty training. But this week went much better than I thought I was going. Last week I got pooped on.
Yeah, you did.
And this week, it's pretty much been, Mom, Daddy, I need to go pee-pee in the potty. It's like, okay, go ahead. And now that's transitioned into she's just going in there. Side note, though, like we haven't had an accident, a potty accident in like 3 days. Like she's just been doing it now. She's excited about it.
She's got
takes
both
a-
down?
No,
To number
that's
one.
the side note. Number 2 is she hasn't pooped in 2 days.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So we are putting her in diapers when I put her down for nap.
And then go back
we-
in 5 minutes later.
And then go back in 5 minutes later and like with my waders on. But I've been putting her in a diaper for nap time, and we put her in a diaper for
You look like those guys
Bedtime.
from the, Ocean Spray with the cranberries.
the
just
same, the
wading
waders,
through.
yeah. And but she hasn't pooped in a diaper in 2 days. Like her opportunity is like when she goes down for nap or right when she wakes up for nap or something. But she has not pooped in 2 days.
It's going to be so bad.
I know it's gonna be so. She's already one day when she was learning last week. She pooped so much in the diaper, and then when I was sitting around the diaper, but one of the days she was like, she was like freaking out because she pooped in her underwear. But it was one of those like she hadn't pooped in a while. And we just like we just threw them immediately in the outside trash. Not even worth like
Scrape and bake.
Oh no, not even close, man.
Gross.
It's like not even close. Like I'm not even gonna pretend to think about cleaning these. They come in 5 packs, for God's sakes. You just throw them in the garbage.
That's not why they come in 5 bags.
I know, but it's an underlying good reason. They should come in more packs than that.
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
it's going well. This no more diapers. I don't care what I go through. Method works. If
You're not going to buy any more diapers? Are you going to commit to that on this show?
I don't know how many we have left, so I don't know how long the
Okay.
sleeping in them is going to have to go on.
We
But
just opened a box and we're like,
close. You just open a box of diapers and you're like, it's so close, man. It's so
no, but
close.
we already owned it. And we
Yeah,
opened
yeah.
a new box and we're like,
Yeah, hopefully it's the last box ever.
I don't think it's going to be the last box.
I
But
know, but you
I
can
don't
feel
think
how close it is. Really, now it's a race. Like your little boy was coming along much faster than my little girl, but in the last like week, I would say it could be a tight race because he recognizes he has to go poop, and so he's begging you for a diaper, and he has pooped in the toilet. Yes.
he pooped yesterday in the toilet.
Yeah, my daughter will not poop in the toilet, but it's really who has the most desire to just stop doing it anywhere else other than the toilet. It's
Here's
a
my-
tight race.
Here's my worry. Sorry for the listeners. This is graphic, but
Hey,
my worry.
listen. Everybody
parenting is
poops.
messy.
Okay, everybody poops.
Well, here's my worry. It's like your daughter's waiting so long. She's going to have a brick to put in there. So if she decides to go for it in the toilet with that thing, she's going to get the little water droplet finger flick in her butthole where that water perfectly comes back
yeah.
up. And then she'll never go to the bathroom on
She'll
the
never
toilet
go to the
again.
bathroom on the toilet. Yeah. We're in for a major setback.
It's the,
If
it's the devil's kiss is what that thing is.
It's hard to explain to a 3-year-old.
Yeah. Okay, what you've experienced is the devil's kiss. What's the devil? Fantastic follow-up. Nobody kissed you. I changed my mind.
Never mind.
No,
Stop it.
there's not a face in the
Okay.
toilet.
Would you like a diaper?
There's not a face in the toilet. Yeah, diapers forever. Got it. My bad. We poop outside now.
Pray for me.
Yeah.
So, but hey, it's a tight race, and I just feel like I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're gonna go out of the end of that tunnel and never have to do a diaper again. I can see the light. But it's, I haven't seen light in so long. I can't tell how far away it is.
Because all the
But
poop
there's
is
a
away.
light because of all the poop that I'm wading
Yeah.
through,
Well, that's great.
and my cranberry waders.
And
But-
cranberry waiters.
Hey man, I'm telling you, it's close. I can feel it.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited for me.
I'm excited for us. I'm excited for us.
It's gonna be great. That's my update on my son. Pooped in the toilet. It was refused to do it all day.
Yep.
Went down for a nap. Blew that opportunity. Could have gone there.
Yeah.
He goes to
he's still doing
nap in
diapers.
diapers. Blew that opportunity. Didn't go. Must have forgotten, or it just went back in his body wherever it goes. Science doesn't know the answer to that one.
He's sweating it out.
What? And he woke up, and then he was out of his nap, and then all of a sudden he just gave me a look in his underpants, and I just said no. And
He gave you the look like I'm about to get glossy-eyed and disappear for a second.
yeah, shoulders went up to the ears, and then I just went, "We're going to the bathroom," and just like pulled his underwear down. And he was like, and he didn't have time to think, and he
He didn't have time to say no because he was
booked it-
like,
he booked it to
I'm
the bathroom.
defecating. I'm defecating.
He didn't yet, and he booked it to the bathroom.
Yeah, but I
and
mean,
he
his
got on
body
that
was-
saddle, and he did a great job. He rode that horse to victory.
All the way to Poo Town.
But that's good. My daughter's doing good in school. My 5-year-old.
Not overwhelming yet?
I'm just not
For
sure
her.
I'm a fan
For her,
of
Kev.
I just don't think I'm a fan of the teacher.
Whoopsies.
I'm sure she's fine. I can't wait till we get to
Well,
sit down.
not if you're not a fan of her.
I want some clarity in this whole understandably COVID situation with
Yep.
not being able to like communicate properly.
Mm-hmm. With the teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you drop your kid off, you weigh it from like 50 yards away at the front from the front gate because it's two people checking him in like your code, and then they go to their class area. I mean, it's like
She also like talks to me like we work together, and I guess we do. And the child is our job, and
you bring the client into the major meeting room, but you're not allowed to go in.
she said to my wife the other day,
I'm a people person.
she was like, she's having a lot of trouble paying attention sometimes, and I was like, man, really? 5-year-old? Okay, that's 5-year-old doesn't pay attention. All right, this is news to me.
So how is that different than the other kids?
And then as she was talking, other parents were coming, and my wife she went, Lucy, come on, Lucy, right here. And then the teacher went, see? And my wife was like, what?
Really?
Yeah,
A little bit of attitude.
a little bit. I mean, she's just wrecked. At the end of the day, she's just tapped out. So I feel for her in that way.
Yeah, what does she have all this like built up frustration and stuff from like some sort of
But
global
it's
pandemic or
week,
something?
It's week 2
Yeah,
for a 5-year-old.
for a
of
5-year-old
school.
who hasn't ever been to school before.
Yeah, she went to preschool.
Well, not in this. Yeah,
She
not
went
in
to
this.
preschool. It was way more.
Mm-hmm.
Was way less educational.
That's what I
I
mean.
mean,
not
they were
like
just speaking straight Spanish. So to her, I'm sure she was doing a great job for that. Like, she's not paying attention. If they said that to me, I'd have been like, I wouldn't be either.
Yeah, it's
I
distracting.
wouldn't know I wasn't paying attention because I didn't know what was happening.
You're not a cartoon,
Yeah,
so
she loves cartoons. That's what
Good
she
luck.
wants. But other than that, it's going fine. It's going good.
Yeah.
She's really liking school. She's made a good friend. She's in charge of. She's the what is it called?
She's the janitor,
trash
garbage monitor.
monitor. And I think I
That's
said
not what it's. What
I
was
think
her
I
first
said-
job?
I think I said garbage monitor, and she was like, "What's a garbage monitor?" I was like, "Didn't you just say that?" She's like, "I'm the trash monitor." I was like, "Okay." She's super excited
Maybe
about
if
the
you're
job.
paying attention, you
which
would have
I
heard her
get.
say trash or garbage.
Here's the thing, though. She's like, "You're the trash monitor." She's like, "Excuse me, I'm a trash collector," because I've seen that job. When you get older, it's boss.
Where's my truck?
Have you already? Is this career day? Because sign me up.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm about to flip some bins. So she's pretty pumped about that. She's not wrong.
That's great.
Every kid should be excited about that.
Yeah, my son's he's a teacher's helper.
Okay.
I was like, what is it? Because I was figuring like, yeah, aren't you all? What? Because he's like, we have jobs. He said it like, we have jobs. You're not going to believe this. We have jobs. And I was like, what's your job? He goes, I'm the teacher's helper. I go, okay, well, what does that even mean? He goes, whatever the teacher needs, I'm helping her. He's all this confidence. I go, give me an example of what you did. He goes, passed out papers. It's like he and one of his friends. She's the teacher helper too. And I was like, are you all teacher helpers? He goes, no. Some kids are like, same thing, like trash monitor. Some kids are like cleanup crew. Some kids, whatever. I'm the teacher's helper. And I was like, well, that's pretty good. And he was like, I pass out papers. I collect like, I think when it's like turning your homework, he's one that go around and he collects all the papers. And I was like, that's a pretty important job. Yeah. She must trust you.
I wonder if he's a rat. He's like,
he's the rat.
Brat didn't do his homework.
He's the.
Yeah. I'm asking for it. He didn't have it. Like, what do I do?
Yeah. He is so far. I mean, I'm sure all the kids do this when it's like reporting for the day. But he's like, this kid was talking today, and he got in trouble.
Every kid.
She said,
that.
yeah,
it's
but he was, yeah, but he was
thing.
like, he had to sit on the thinking carpet twice, and then he's gonna get a note, and then the teacher said she's gonna have to tell his grandpa when he comes to pick him up, and she might even call his mom and dad.
Imagine a life with no drama.
I know.
This is what you have to report to me.
I know. Sounds like pure bliss. But so he's a teacher's helper, but he's being groomed being the schoolroom mole. And penetrate himself. Day one, he's like, I really like spies. And she's like, you want to be a spy? You could be the classroom spy.
Get all the paperwork. Spy boy.
Get all the paperwork. Tell me what they whisper to you when they hand it to you.
What do they say about me? I want to know everything.
I want to know everything. You get an extra stamp at the end of the day if you tell me.
Spies always like stamps for mailing letters.
That's right.
Secret
Eventually
letters.
you transition into collecting passports, but you start small.
You'll get there.
You'll get there.
Well, that's good.
So,
and good luck to him.
And
my daughter.
Good
Let's see what happens next week.
I'm waiting for the turn. It feels like I can't believe we made it all the way to week 3, and it's still kind of exciting and new and fun, and a new friend I made. When is that?
He's got to get in trouble.
Maybe he's got to get in
big trouble, and then he's going to hate school.
Well, he didn't like it the first day when he went to the
teacher
girls'
betrayed
bathroom. He didn't like that.
Well,
but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think I'm waiting for the first month is like review.
Yeah.
So we'll see when the turn happens, and it's like you're really laying down some knowledge on these kids. If they buckle under the pressure,
they go for it.
It was funny. Our teacher, the way she was explaining math, we had the back to school night with your teacher on a Zoom meeting, and she was telling us about math. They're not going to have math homework, and what they don't really teach kids on math anymore. They don't teach the memorization of math. You teach the how can you solve this problem of math.
Uh-huh.
So she was kind of encouraging, if you want to do some math with your kids at home, that's totally great. Please do the math we're teaching in school. Because if you sit down and you teach all these kids how you learned math, you're going to get them confused.
Because math changes, guys.
Math changes. Like not the result. The answers don't change, but how you got to the answer rather than memorizing the table. We had to memorize the table. Wrong. It's not how you do it. Because then you can't remember the answer.
Right.
They want to teach the kids how to figure out the answer. I think I would be able to think
about
two things at once if somebody taught me that when I was 6.
I'm not there yet. I'm not ready to explore that conversation.
When the test comes home, and I'm like, what the hell? Where's all the numbers?
Where's the dots? That's what I used to do. Dots.
Where's the dots?
When I did math, I would do mental math. I would do all my multiplication, everything in my head, and I'd just tap the page.
Uh-huh.
And my teacher would just circle that and go, show the work. And I was like,
I did. Look at all the taps.
Figure it out, Professor Xavier. Get in my brain.
It's code.
Yeah.
It's math code. The answer's right there. The answer's right in front of you.
The dots are zeros. The dashes are 1. How do you get to 3? I have no idea.
Because you told me it was 3. Yeah. And I remembered it. So, how about that?
I'm not fit to teach my child.
Which is why there are teachers.
Right?
Yeah.
And we're thankful for them. Even if
we're thankful for them.
Give me attitude. I'm just kidding. I'll report back when I talk to her.
Cheers to week 3.
With that, let's move on to our interview with the One Star Recruits podcast.
Booyah. Okay, so it's time for us to take a quick time out and talk to these dudes over here. We have special guests on the podcast today. We did a segment on their podcast, and it was a really fun chat. Please welcome One Star Podcast. No, what is it?
No,
One Star Recruit. Sorry.
It's good that you're good at it. Let's not even edit this because it is
Wow.
so common. It is. We have a lot of guests, and we ask our guests at the end to do a sign off. Right? That's what we do. Can you do a sign off? I don't think anybody's nailed it, but I think Amani Toomer, who you played for the Giants, it took him like 16 times to say 1-star recruits with an S. And we got back. We're like, did we mess up on naming our whole thing?
No.
You know
I messed
what?
up on. I messed up on saying.
did
I'm
you
thinking
say?
like I said 1-star podcast.
all the college guys, they say it properly. It's the older guys that their memory's gone and they can't remember anymore.
1-star
But
recruits.
the young
yeah.
kids, they get it down right.
Concussion protocol,
Yeah,
guys.
Concussion
exactly. Yeah.
So hold on. We got DK, Nas, and Rip, but only one of you has kids, correct? Rip, that's you. So tell us, what are their ages?
So I have two boys, 3 and 5. I've been taking your advice with my 5-year-old starting kindergarten next week. So I've been listening to all your pods and ready to rock.
Have you been working from home? Do you work, or what's your situation?
Yes, I have a full-time job. I work in advertising, and
Okay.
DK and I have actually been friends for about 30 years, and we started this pod as a way to kind of connect every week during the pandemic because we actually lived about 30 minutes from each other, but we weren't seeing each other often.
Yeah.
So we said, hey, we'll set up your garage as a studio, and he had it down there in Costa Mesa, and we just started doing this thing every week, and we've been doing it for a year, so it's been great.
That's fantastic. But DK, you live in Maui now, right? That's what you said?
Now I know. Yeah. I was in Costa Mesa, so Rip's in Long Beach. So I had this dope little studio. We were doing it. We're like, let's do a studio, and he would come every week.
For me, it was like my time away from the kids, like that hour or two, like you guys always talk about. It's so
Having a
important.
break.
Yep,
So
exactly.
giddy. He was so happy to come over. He was so happy, like the happiest face coming into my garage to record. We picked up Nas about 6 months in because he brings interesting perspectives that Rip and I never think about. So I am a no-kidder. This is DK. I do not have any kids. They're in my future, although sometimes I think twice after watching your guys' and hearing about me. and Nas as well. But yeah, then we picked up Nas, and we've been doing this now for about a year and a half.
That's great.
Oh, sweet. Nas, I had a question. If you wanted to talk about it, you were mentioning on your other podcast that you kind of raised your brother. Did I get that right?
Yep. Yeah.
So what's the age difference there?
9 years apart.
9 years.
Yeah, 9 years older. Yep.
And what age did you start raising him? When he was how old?
He was 5. I was 14.
5 and 14. Wow. You're going to school and doing all these things, raising your brother. Yes. So how does your friends respond to that at that age?
From a culture perspective, I'm the oldest son. So everything kind of falls on you if you're like
Sure.
the eldest male. I don't think I saw it as like a burden or a challenge. It was just kind of like, these are the cards. And so you got to create the best hand with that. But I also I'm a pretty private person. And like when you're at 14, how do you explain to your friends, like, this is like what I'm doing now, or like, that I've had this loss in my family. So none of my friends really even knew for the longest time. It was just something that you kept internal.
For sure.
I don't know if that's the right or wrong way to go about it. A therapist probably tell you that it's a terrible way to go about it. But I am where I am now, and like I feel pretty good about my life and where I'm at. So there were challenges along the way. I would be the one that, as my brother got older, if like my mom was like, hey, like you got to discipline him, I'd be like, all right, you're grounded, and like here's why. But I had to like work through all that stuff, and like he was really understanding of it too. And there was never really like lash outs. Like probably very, very lucky. I don't think that would work in a traditional sense whatsoever. But it probably also helped with like the development of our relationship. Like I taught him how to read. I taught him like all of his homework and stuff. So yeah.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Hats off to you, because I'm a fully formed adult and I'm barely doing it with my kids. So
I know, that's what
I
I'm
don't know how a
thinking.
14-year-old's pulling that off.
He's like learning as he's teaching at the
Get
same
a
time.
rookie of the year
That's
situation.
incredible.
Well,
For
I'm
sure.
like a big stats guy. And so that's why I asked on our pod, I asked you guys, well, what makes it worth it? And I think that because there are so many studies out there. And again, I'm someone that doesn't have a child. And there's like, the happiness gap. And there's studies that show like the USA has the largest gap between happiness between people that have, between parents and non-parents. And I look at that and I'm like, why the hell would you decide to do that? And that's why I asked you guys that question.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
That's really interesting. I did not know that stat. I mean, I can see that is the case, but I also think it's a choice as to how you perceive what you're doing as parents. I mean, I think that's part of the thing that we go through a lot. The things we talk about on our podcast a lot, which we'll get into here in a second, is like we talk about dumb dad moments or like stupid things that we do, because parenting is really hard. It's really, really hard. And I think that's where people focus on how hard it is, and it's easy to get down on yourself for those kinds of things. We choose to find the funny side of those things after the fact. Maybe not so easy in the moment all the time.
And
we're getting better at it now to recognize jokes as they come. I mean, as comedians, I know Kevin and I still, no matter how bad something is, you're still kind of thinking like, well, I'm going to put this one in the bank for later because it's not funny now, but this will be funny in a little while.
It's healthy, even just without kids too. This is DK, no kids once again, but just in my relationship with wifey. Man, there's so many moments where I got to get out quicker and using humor, not to her in that moment, but when I'm outside thinking about what I just said that was stupid, finding a little funny in it is the best advice I've heard in a while, gentlemen. It's so smart.
Well, thank you. And with that, let's get into
it.
What we call our dumb dad moments.
So I think this applies to all three of you in a really fun way. Maybe DK, you can tell us something, if you remember from your childhood, something stupid that your dad did. Maybe Naz, you can tell us something stupid that you remember doing because you're trying to be a dad at 14, 15, 16. Is there something you did that like put you in a situation like, man, I should not have done that? And Rip, I mean, Rip, I'm sure you got a pretty good list. You got a couple of boys at home.
I watched Rip just break out his list for everybody. I'll let the non-kids go while you guys get your list ready.
Yeah.
For my pops, well, it was two things, and I don't know bad or good, and we'll, I guess, up for discussion on what type of human I am. One, he made a decision to put at an early age to put bars on our windows at the house.
Okay.
Big, like not a huge decision. For some reason, just made me feel more unsafe at the concept of that, and him having to explain why. In combination with going over to my friend Matt Mathias's house, rest in peace. And he had TV. I didn't have all the channels. He had all the channels. And I watched America's Most Wanted. And then I had the bars on my windows. And it didn't work, man. In fact, I slept in my parents' room for like 3.5 years on the floor with that killer combination. So I'm gonna give that one to Pops. I probably need to talk about that one in therapy a little bit more.
That is such a good. That's so good.
I think one neighbor, like 4 houses down the road, got their car broken into, and that was it.
One of those situations. I gotcha.
And it was they locked their keys in the car, and they just had to smash the window to get them. They did. It's probably their own car.
Yeah.
What about you, Naz?
So I made sure that my brother did all the things that I didn't do, like the things that I didn't learn. We talked about this on a previous episode for us, and I talked about how I don't know how to swim. I took lessons when I was a kid. I almost drowned, and I just never got over that. So I made sure my brother learned how to swim and all that stuff. And then as he was getting older and getting into activities, like I put him in sports. And I remember I really enjoyed fencing. And so while I got my brother into all these other things like basketball and other sports, I once took him to like this fencing academy to be like, hey, do you want to check this out? And I remember by the end of it, like I was sold. I was like, this sounds awesome. Yeah. And the instructor called me out. I was like, do you want to learn fencing or do you want to have him learn fencing? Yeah, probably projecting a little bit. So that I guess would be mine because my brother did not grow up to be a fencer whatsoever. And neither did I.
Oh, you didn't take any classes?
I did not.
You need to treat yourself.
That moment's probably gone, but I would say that was probably mine. And just remembering like, what are you doing this for? Who are you doing this for?
That's really good.
All right, Rip. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, so I'm just going to use the one that actually happened recently because I mentioned I have a 3 and 5-year-old boys, and the younger one just turned 3. He's been in swim lessons for like a year, and he's almost potty trained. He's about 80% potty trained. So you guys probably know if your kids are taking swim lessons, there's a thing where if a kid poops in the pool, they have to shut the entire facility down. It's a big thing. It probably costs $1,000. Their requirement there is they have to have a swim diaper under their like really tight swimsuit. So if they poop, no poop gets out, right? We were buying these swim diapers off Amazon, these just like Huggies or whatever, $15 a pop, and he would go through them in like a month. And so I'm like, the other day I saw some reusable ones, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to save the environment. I'm going to get these reusable swim diapers. And I don't think he's going to poop in the pool. He's almost there, right? So I get them, and my wife's like, what the hell is this? So I put them on, I show it. It goes under a swim diaper, and you can wash it, so you can use it as many times as you want. He's not going to poop in the pool. He's good. So, of course, the first day we go, 2 minutes before his swim class, he goes, Daddy, I'm pooping. He's about to jump in the pool. I'm like, gosh, I don't have any wipes with me, whatever. So or you're really pooping, and that whole thing where I'm trying to save the environment is coming back to me, and I should have spent the $15 and got the disposable diapers again. But
Panic? Do you grab him and get him out of there immediately, or do you just let it happen? What do you do?
I told him, I said, if you wait till after class to poop, I'll give you candy. So, which is always so he didn't poop. But I'm gonna go on Amazon today and buy some more reusable ones. I can't take it anymore until he's 100% there. I'm not.
$1,000 mistake or a $15 fix. That's what I did, Ben.
That's right.
You save it though, Rip. You saved it with the candy negotiation. If the turtle head was out and then it came back.
Yeah, he didn't poop, and he got Hershey Kisses in the car, so we're good.
Oh,
That's
gross.
unreal.
Why
You didn't know your kid?
Yeah, that's
why that one particular?
That was what he had, man.
Hershey Kisses.
Yeah. Here's a baby Ruth.
Yeah.
It was in my pocket.
Warm.
The other one, though, I have another one if you guys want, is with
Yeah, please.
my 5-year-old he just turned 5. He's starting to get really into Star Wars. Like everyone's seen Star Wars. There's so many movies growing up. I'm actually one of the people that have never really watched Star Wars, but I want to seem cool to him. So he's starting to ask all these questions about. I mean, I don't know like the most basic things. So every time he asks a Star Wars question, I'll deflect it to my wife or someone else in the room, and I'll be, oh yeah, like Obi-Wan slashed Anakin's legs, and that's why he became Darth Vader. You know, like the most basic stuff. So the other day we're visiting my nephew at college, and so he's peppering him with Star Wars questions, and I'm just acting like I know everything. And I'm like, I know all about Star Wars, of course. I haven't seen any Star Wars, like barely in my life. So he asked about the Emperor, and I go, yeah, Emperor Strikes Back, and just like,
The Emperor wears no clothes.
Yeah, he's naked, but Vader doesn't say anything.
I know that I have the basic enough knowledge to pass it off. Like I know Star Wars, but I'm gonna have to sit and watch them with him. It'll be the first time for me and for him. So
That's the same thing with people. Everyone's talking about sports, and you're like, yeah, man, dunking and shooting threes and football. Oh yeah.
He's a winner. He's got a lot of upside, right? Yeah, there's always things to make
Lots of upside.
Well, enjoy Star Wars for the first time. You're gonna watch that first one and go, did they not have fight choreography in the 70s? Or
Kevin, how often do you fake the funk? Like, how often do you fake know stuff to your kids? Like, do you do that, or do you just let them know Dad doesn't know?
I think I go with Dad doesn't know most of the time. Sometimes it gets you out of a situation by admitting you don't know it, because they're just like, my daughter will just be like, why do volcanoes form? And I was like, let's look that up later.
Because by the time later comes around, you'll probably forget you even asked me that question, and I won't have to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a quick one from this week. My daughter's 3. My son is good. He's 6. He can go to the bathroom by himself. My daughter's 3, has no interest in potty training. Up until recently, we were like, you know what? We just got to do like cold turkey. Like diaper is coming off unless it's nap time or unless you're going to bed. I know it's going to be rough. It's like a rough 3 or 4 days. A lot of cleaning up accidents and all that kind of stuff. I put my daughter down for her nap. I just wasn't thinking about it, and I put her to bed just in underwear. And I mean, pissed everywhere, pissed in her sheets, soaked all the way through, all the way down to the pad. Like everything had to come out. My wife was, this happens a lot. Like sometimes we'll recognize it. Other times it's like, I didn't necessarily realize that happened until, because like, I think I left and then came back and my wife's like, it's all torn apart. It's in the wash already. Like, and so she's dealing with it.
Oh, she dealt with the whole thing.
And so she's like, well, there's your dumb dad moment this week. It's like she knew what it was. Like
she served it up to you too.
Yeah. So good. Yeah, she peed everywhere. I mean, on everything.
You said 80%, and it sounds like Evan's almost there. What does that mean? That just means accidents. Maybe it's kind of like maybe like an older person again is 80%.
Yeah, like the big thing is can they go with can they hold it, right? Or do they like need a potty like within 5 seconds of realizing they have to pee? So yeah, he's 80% of the way to being able to hold it for a little bit.
But kids don't. Like my son still does this. He's 6. He waits until like he has to go to his body's like, go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
He doesn't think like, I might have to go. I'm going to try to, it's like, and we're a 1-bathroom household. And so if I'm sitting there, my wife's sitting there, whatever, he comes like, I got to go to the bathroom. Like, I'm currently defecating. What do you want me to do about it? Like, get out of here. You shouldn't wait don't wait until it's an absolute emergency. And I feel so bad, but any time you're in a situation where your kid's like, I gotta go poop, I really gotta go poop, you're like, oh man, that sucks for you, because like we're not close to a bathroom.
Your stomach's gonna hurt for a little bit.
My 2-year-old's about 80% there as well. He still wears like diapers for naps and bedtime, but I took him to the zoo and almost had a dumb dad moment where
Yeah.
I was there, we're walking around, so he's in underwear and we're walking around and then he's just like grabbing himself. That's like that's his trigger right there. I was like, oh, he's got to go to the bathroom. I was like, do you have to go to the bathroom? Let's go find a bathroom. And he didn't argue with me. He was just like, all right. And I was like, okay, yeah, he's got to go. So get in your stroller. So he gets in his stroller and I'm walking and I know the bathroom's towards the front gate. So now I'm just walking back towards the front gate. And now, because I'm an idiot, I look at my watch and go, it's getting late. We should probably just go home. Just forgot about that he had to go to the bathroom.
You didn't have to go to the bathroom.
I forgot. And I just like got in the car, strapped him in, packed everything up. I was like, this was a great day at the zoo.
It's like
And
25 minutes to your house.
It's like a 25-minute drive from my house.
Day at the zoo.
And we're driving and like as soon as I get on the highway, he just goes, I'm peeing my pants. And I just went, yeah, man, just go. Just let it out. This is 1000% my fault.
It's on me.
Got home.
Loss.
He was totally dry. He
just
didn't go. He held it.
Thought he was peeing his pants.
He thought he was. He wasn't
Oh.
doing it. And then as a reward, I let him pee in the backyard, which is like his favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
This is my favorite thing in the world.
As a reward.
Mine too. Actually, my
Did
wife.
you join him?
My wife still gets mad at me when I do that, but it's like my backyard. It's like one of the best things about any life. Okay.
It's good for the plants.
Yeah, we have 2 bathrooms in my house. One of them is exclusively my father-in-law's. So we only have the 1 bathroom. And yeah, and same end of the night. I'm going to go lock up the garage and go to the bathroom. My actual dumb dad moment was like a couple days ago. I had to record a podcast or something with Evan. And I knew I was like, well, I have like 40 minutes before I have to do that. And I said to my son, I was like, you want to go for a bike ride? And he's like, yeah. So I was like, all right, hop on. So we hop on and I noticed like, the back tire is low. It's not flat, but it's low. And I was like, I'm going to find a bike shop and we're just going to ride there, fill it up and then come back. So I look up a bike shop on my phone and I start riding there and we get there. It's not a bike shop. What the hell, Google? Just 100% wrong. It's just not, that's not the business that is there.
I love that it's not even closed or out of business. It just wasn't even a bike shop.
It was a whole like office. It was like a whole office park, like strip thing of all like office buildings.
So
It's not like it was a bike spot and it's gone.
There couldn't maybe be a bike shop there. There's no way there's a bike shop there.
I was like, these guys make rivets or something. I don't.
You guys, have,
The pipe shop is.
Yeah.
you guys have a bike shop on your roof, dude. I know that's a dumb question, but
So I found another one also close, and I like looked and made sure, and I was like, oh, okay, this one's legit. So I ride there. Now by this point, the bike it did have a flat tire, and now I'm just thumping along, and I have to like get to this
you're
thing.
supposed to meet me doing a
Supposed to
podcast.
meet you. And now I'm at a bike shop and they're like, yeah, this back tire is shredded, man. We got to replace the whole thing. So I had to call my wife and be like, can you come pick me up? And like now stop working because she works from
Can
home.
you come pick me up like 5 minutes ago?
And she's like, I thought you were going for a quick bike ride. Why? I'm looking on my phone where you are. You're really far away. And I was like, yeah, I just kept moving the goalposts and just kept riding farther and farther away. So I had to have mom pick me up.
Was confidence lost in your son? Or you had your son on the bike?
He was on the back. Yeah, he was on like the little
back.
back seat attached
So
to
you
me.
were the guy on the road chomping on what's clearly a flat tire with the kid on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely like passed some dude who was like going to his truck and did one of those like
Double takes.
and just smiling at me.
Yeah.
Like you look like an idiot.
Dumb Dad Podcast. Give us a follow.
Yeah. This is content. I'm making content.
Yeah.
I'm a content creator and a
Yeah.
content liver.
Yeah.
Even for the non-pairs, man, it's just such good content. And I'm excited I think Rip actually really learns from you too. I don't know if that's
good.
discussed in your house
That's really bad, but
Yeah, that's really bad because
Yeah.
the first thing we tell
Learn from
everybody
your
is we are not
Yeah.
an advice account. We are not on an this is instead of showing by example, we show
it's like
how
watching.
we screwed it up.
That might
like-
be something to add in, like all the financial guys, like we are not financial advisors. This is not financial advice. Maybe that might be a tagline to put in.
Yeah. Let's piggyback off that though. Let's talk about your podcast real quick. Give our listeners a description of like
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so we're
Give
the
us the
One Star Recruits. One Star Recruits podcast. Our hook is that we're 1 stars. None of us have any athletic ability whatsoever. We'd never be recruited in anything. DK, he like shot 0 for 10 in a challenge we had, a basketball challenge that he posted. He posted on our Instagram, just for the full world to see.
Well, I thought I could make 6. I was really confident I could make 6.
You thought you were gonna go like 6 for 10. You were over.
Super confident. Too
And what?
confident. Overconfident sometimes kills it.
And he had this crazy like waddle. He just had back surgery. He was like waddling around the court. So everyone was commenting on that. They didn't even realize he went 0 for 10. They were just focused on his waddle. So we interview 5-star athletes, entertainers from all walks of life. We have people like Dikembe Mutombo, Tim Hardaway, Dick Vitale. Every week we come out every Wednesday. And that's our show. You can find us at 1-Star Recruits anywhere on social.
That's
So
such a great
cool.
concept. I know I screwed your name up at the beginning, but 1-Star Recruits is such a funny name for that, considering you talked to all these like superstars.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it. We don't do the normal kind of talk about, the normal stuff. We want to know what they're eating in the morning or how they're maintaining a good relationship with their wives or a lot of kid stuff, man. I think there's probably some collab stuff because a lot of these athletes and entertainers at the end of the day, once you peel everything back, they're dads.
That's awesome, guys. Well, we usually end our podcast with a dad joke, but we are going to hand that off to you guys.
We
if
want to
you
hear
have
your
them.
dad jokes because we've told like 95 in a row and none of them have been good.
I've been saving a couple, man. I'm on a chain with my shout out to my father-in-law. He's classic bad joke teller.
Dad jokes for days.
He ruins text message chains regularly. No responses. I'll give him a thumbs up or a cry face sometimes if it's been like 3 hours of no response.
Yeah.
Let me kick it off though. I've been holding it in. Okay. I have two.
Let's hear it.
Come
Let's
back
hear
to
it.
me. First one.
Okay.
Where do bad rainbows go?
Color guard.
Prism, but it's a light sense.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Nice.
1-Star,
Hyper
1-Star
nothing.
joke.
Take the mic. Nas, what you got? Give him a better one than that one.
All right. Do you guys want to hear a pizza joke?
Yes.
Yeah.
Never mind. It's too cheesy.
Yeah.
There you go.
That joke
God.
actually was used to great success on my second date with my now wife. So
Hell yeah.
So say what you want about that joke, but
Yeah.
it worked
yeah,
for me.
it worked. So
Rip, blow their minds, man. Dad joke. What do you got?
Give us something. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with
Bring the
this.
heat.
This is a definite dad joke and sticking with our poop theme. Why did Tigger stick his head in the toilet?
Find poo.
To look for poo.
Yeah.
Oh, the punchline was guessed. Okay, let me stick with the fart
Yeah.
and poo one. What did Captain Kirk find in the toilet?
What?
The captain's log.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Here's the
We're
thing.
1-Stars, everybody. 1-Star.
One star.
recruit.
1-Star dad jokes.
That's the thing. They're all terrible.
They're all
Yeah, they're all
terrible.
terrible.
Well, Rip, DK, Nas, thank you guys so much. Everyone, subscribe right now to the 1-Star Recruits podcast. That's right. I said it right.
Yeah, you said it right. Thank you guys for joining us. And for real, we'll keep in touch. We'll chat again soon, I'm sure.
For sure.
Thanks,
Hell yeah.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Well, that was fun, buddy.
That's great. Thanks again to the 1-Star Recruits podcast for hanging out with us. Subscribe to our podcast. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, at DumbDadPod. Join the Dumb Dad Club on Facebook, and then also subscribe to our YouTube page.
If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the bell for the notifications. And what do they say? What do the kids say? They say, hold on, smash that like button.
Smash it.
Smash the like button like it's a potato.
Well, I got enough dad jokes from the 1-Star Recruits podcast.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
With that, okay, bye.
Sorry, bye.
Welcome to the world, little one. Welcome to life.
How do I stop this?